and you were at that time present for the first time, and I remember the solidarity and your immediate reaction. So, welcome back again.
Thank you very much.
We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. Very great honor. And we had a great relationship, as everyone knows. We accomplished a lot together, and the people of France are spectacular. I guess it's one of our largest groups in the United States, French people. And we respect them and we love them. Very talented people, extremely energetic people, as you know very well.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be here. We had a good time together, and we had a lot of success, really great success working together on defense and offense too. And it certainly seems like the world is going a little crazy right now.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about that. Thank you very much for being here.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
President Macron and President-elect Donald Trump meeting inside the Elysee Palace, having a one-on-one, talking about the fact that they have a good friendship, and they met previously, and they hope to continue with that. Earlier, just moments earlier, actually, we saw Donald Trump arriving at the Elysee Palace. The red carpet was out, the Christmas tree is, of course, out, and there was a guard of honour. President-elect Trump's first major appearance on the world stage since being elected president. Inauguration, of course, in January. He is in Paris because of that reopening of Notre-Dame Cathedral. And a reminder that President Trump just said we've had a great relationship, referring to the relationship between the US and with President Macron. And as I said, they are meeting because up to 50 dignitaries are gathering at Notre-Dame Cathedral this evening for the reopening of that extraordinary cathedral ravaged by fire. Let's talk more about President-elect Trump being in Paris, meeting with President Macron. Our international affairs editor, Dominic Waghorn, is following all of these developments and joins me live from the French capital. So, Dominic, first time we're seeing President-elect Trump, soon to be President Trump yet again, on the world stage since his election. What do you think they're going to be discussing, President Macron and Trump?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's more than a month away from returning to power, but he is back on the world stage now, I think, with this visit in earnest. He's just arrived here at the Elysee Palace, pulled in a solitary large American vehicle, was welcomed on the steps there by Emmanuel Macron, and then they went into the building. I just got the tail end, I think, of those short remarks we heard from the President Macron and from his guest, Donald Trump, saying the French people were spectacular and that he had a very close relationship with Macron. Macron was first out of the box in his first term in office, Donald Trump's first term in office, when he was invited to the Bastille Day parade celebrations in July 2017, when the West didn't quite know how to respond to Donald Trump becoming president. And the impression we had back then was that it went down very well with Donald Trump, who does love pomp and circumstance and pageantry. It's sort of like catnip to the president re-elect. And he seemed very happy as he came here with a full honour guard playing for him, and he was taken up the red carpet and into the palace. As we say, that relationship that began very well between Macron and Trump in his first term in office did become pretty strained over issues like NATO and other geopolitical issues. Macron was clearly trying to get ahead of everyone else, laying on this kind of charm offensive for Donald Trump, and he'll be trying to influence his thinking, most of all, of course, about Ukraine. There is concern amongst Western leaders about Donald Trump's efforts, and he's made it very clear he wants to see the Ukraine war brought to an end as soon as possible through negotiations. He said he can do so within 24 hours. That's assumed to be exaggeration, characteristically Trumpian hyperbole, but he's very keen, it seems, to bring about negotiations, and the concern amongst his allies is that could allow Vladimir Putin to walk away from negotiations with some of his war aims realised. So I think it's very important for world leaders, Western leaders, to try and get in before he gets into the White House and try and shape the way he thinks about the war and how he might begin his approach to the conflict in Ukraine. So we expect that will be part of the conversation, but I expect really it's all about trying to sort of renew and rekindle that relationship that, as I say, started very well in Trump's first term in office, although it did become rather fractious later on.
And Dom, while you were speaking, some more lines are coming into us on what they said, including, as you said, in his own Trumpian way, he said the world is going a little bit crazy right now. Might be a bit of an understatement, but he's not wrong, is he, Dom? And today we've seen those rapid developments in Syria. He is apparently reported to have said that the US shouldn't be getting involved, and that's a real hallmark of his, isn't it, for the presidential campaign, that he claims that he can stop all the wars in the world, and he doesn't think there should be any.
Yeah, exactly. On the way to the palace here, he tweeted this, or I think he put it on his his Truth Social website and platform. He said, "Syria is a mess, but is not our friend. And the United States, in capitals here, he says, should have nothing to do with it. This is not our fight. Let it play out. Do not get involved." And that is, as you say, characteristic of Donald Trump, who's made it very clear he wants to see America not involved in wars overseas and not getting stuck into conflicts he doesn't believe are Americans' business. But as you say, his visit here today is being overshadowed by this extraordinary news, it seems, in Syria, where it looks like the Assad regime is imploding, and it's just a matter of time before it falls from power.